Today we are going to quilt our final trees in the 123 quilt along. We're going to quilt the tree 16 with the Taj Ruler and tree 15 with this Lollipop ruler. Hi there and welcome to a new video, the final one in quilting our trees for the 123 quilt along. We are going to start with tree 15 and the Lollipop ruler. So let's put on some quilting gloves and then we're all set to start quilting. What we are going to do today is make kind of leafy flowers in our trees. So we're going to start from one point and then quilt a shape, go back, turn this a little bit, make a shape, go back, and that way we are creating a flower. And once we made one flower, we're going to make a next one, and with that we're going to fill up the whole space. So get your machine ready and then we can start quilting together. You can play around a little bit with moving the shape closer to the center point or further away. So that way the flower is not going to be all symmetrical, but a little bit more organic and playful. I think for this shape you don't really need that extra piece because it ends really nicely in this dip, in this point. Where when you use the circle lollipop, then you really want to make that bottom also rounded. But here the bottom is pointed, so I think I'll just leave this extra piece and just use it as this is. There we go. So that is one flower done. Just going to cut off my threads. There we go. That is the first flower done. And I just want to repeat this all over the tree. So make a big flower here as well, and I think a partial flower here. And then after that I'm going to fill up the sides with just the flower shapes coming up from the side, pretending like there's a flower starting over here or a flower starting over here. Yeah, so that's the plan. And well, I am using this one, but if you have the Lollipop ruler set, you can use any shape you want or mix them up. Yeah, let's be creative with that and have fun. So I'm going to plan my next leaf with matching up with that one. So the outer edge, I want to make it over, well, let's say over here. So then I should start somewhere here. It's probably not the best teaching, by the way, to let your foot come down in between the ruler. It's of course way better to let your foot come down first and then put the ruler in place. So a better way to start your quilting is first finding where do you want your ruler to be, and I think I want my ruler to be here. Of course, just letting your foot come down in between your ruler, place it in the right position, remove the ruler, bring your foot down, and when you're sure that your foot is down, then you need to bring your ruler in place. So that's the correct order to do things. I'm going to quilt now this part over here, so I'm going to fill up the side, and then I'm just going to pick a point in some of the seams as my center point of my flower. But of course I'm not quilting all the way here, but by taking a center point in mind, it will be easier to plan out and make it more realistic that these leaves belong to a flower that is outside of the tree. Then the final part, we just need a tiny bit of filling up of this edge, and then we're done. So let's see, what can we do? Maybe pretend like my ruler is over here. Yeah, then I will pretend that my center is over here. And that is one tree all done. Let me get that in one frame for you. And here we have our final tree, tree 16. And the idea is that we are going to make leaves with the inside of the Taj Ruler. And yeah, that's the plan. And we're going to fill the whole space with it. And that's my only plan. So I don't have a layout yet. I'm just going to start with one leaf and then make all kinds of leaves in all kinds of directions. So I will just quilt with you and you can see what I'm doing. So there we have a first leaf. And now what I'm going to do is not continue at this position. Well, there are two options. So you can either stay in this position and reposition your ruler like this, or if you want, you could move away from this point and then start a new leaf. So I think it's going to be a nice puzzle to fill up this whole space. So we will have leaves touching a little bit, and in some points we might need to have leaves overlapping a little bit maybe. But at first I'm going to try to have the leaves touching and not overlapping too much. So this is the idea. We're going to make leaves and leaves and leaves and just fill up this whole space like this. And at the end, I hope it would look like a random filled a random tree filled with leaves. That's the idea. We are getting close to the final part of the puzzle. Sometimes it won't, you won't really get away with not overlapping. So whenever that's the case, I will just either sew through the leaves, like here. And I did it on purpose, but here it wasn't necessary. But then I will just either sew through the leaves, or I'll show you another option. So let's say this was the only space left and I just needed to make the leaf like this. Then you could always bump into a leaf, then travel over the leaf, and then continue. That's also a great way to make your design if you would want a little bit more a dense design. So if you want the quilting lines to be closer together, then you could make it like this, so make the leaves kind of overlap everywhere. But here I think we can get away with just finishing it like this and not overlapping too much. Tiny space to fill, a few more leaves to go. Let's move to the top over here first. Let's see what kind of leaf I can make in here. So what I do if I don't want to cross a leaf is place my ruler and then just eyeball that this point of the previous leaf is not more than a 1/4 inch inside my ruler. So I think I'm now going to hit it but not cross over it. Yes, so that is just some eyeballing, and you will get a better eye for what a 1/4 inch is over time. So maybe I can make this one more leaf and then we're done, I think. Just like that. Okay, one partial leaf over here. And now we're done. So all the leaves are in the tree, and I'm going to clip my thread and then show you what it looks like. And there we have the look of our final tree. Tree 16, final tree in our quilt along. So this is what the tree looks like with a overall Taj Ruler leaf design. So you can play with it, you can make it organized and make leaves in this direction and then leaves in that direction and have them, well, alternating. But this is what a random design looks like. And let's go back to that first one we made today, and that is this one. So tree 15 and tree 16. Fun designs to make with your rulers. I really hope you had fun and learned a lot quilting all these trees. There will be another blog post on the Bernina blog to finish off and quilt in the space in between, but more on that soon. So happy quilting and see you soon. Bye!